Glasses. All right, we're back to do practice test 5. Like I said, read and write all the answers for the wrong answers we had on our test. We're doing practice test 5, and it's only going to get easier from here because we're getting less and less wrong. This one is 15. This one is 18. Before we had 19 to correct. Fucking 23 to correct. 24. And what was the first one? 35. 35 fucking questions. Wow. Okay, so yeah, this is where we left. We left off finishing practice test 4. Most of it was malware steps. Really, these questions are all common sense. Let's get going. Let's format this. Okay. You have been tasked to configure your neighbor's Soho network. Your neighbor wants to build a Minecraft server so all their friends can play together over the internet. When configuring their firewall, where should you place the server? Now, I pick WAN because over the internet, right? Assuming, I mean, these are all internet protocols, not protocols, but infrastructures. WAN, man, LAN. For your neighbor's Soho network. Wow, okay. So the reason why I picked WAN is because together over the internet. I'm thinking wide area internet connecting to different people. But even then, it says neighbor Soho network, so that should have been the most irrelevant. Man, maybe, and also LAN. But it's perimeter network. Let's find out why, honestly. A perimeter network is a portion of a private network connected to the internet and protected against intrusion. Certain services may need to be publicly accessible from the internet, such as a web, email, or Minecraft server. And they should be installed on the perimeter network instead of in your intranet. If communication is required between hosts on either side of a perimeter network, then a host within the perimeter network will act as a proxy to take the request. If the request is valid, it retransmitted to the destination. External hosts have no idea what is behind the perimeter network, so that internet remains secure. A perimeter network can be implemented using either 2 firewalls, a screen subnet, or a single 3-legged firewall, one with 3 network ports. On this Soho network, it will use a single 3-legged firewall approach to separate the perimeter network from the LAN and WAN. Local area network is a network where all the nodes or hosts participating in the network are directly connected with cables or short-range wireless media. A wide area network is a network that spans multiple geographic locations such as the internet. Metropolitan area network is a network that covers a geographical area equivalent to a city or municipality. Okay. That still doesn't really explain. Okay, it's a secure boundary between an organization's internal network and the internet. Okay. Well, we'll just write this down. Certain services may need to be made publicly. I'm just type it Minecraft server. If communication is required between the hosts on either side of the perimeter network, then a host within the perimeter network will act as a proxy to take the request. If the request is valid, it retransmits it to the destination. Okay. Implemented using either two firewalls, screen, subnet, or network ports. Wouldn't that be like a switch? Is a computer network that is placed between a secure internal network and an unsecure external network to provide an extra layer of security. Now, is that definition better than this one? Mm. I trust the IBM. To provide an additional layer of security. Okay. Where should you place the server? I don't think. Okay. Place the server. Okay. Server. Damn, this is gonna be a long one, huh? Okay. No. Yeah, that's why I picked WAN, because it said the internet, but completely wrong. Metropolitan area network is a network that covers geographical area equivalent to a city or municipality. Oh man. Okay. So that's question 3. Question 16. Where was that? Domain 2 security. Security. Credentials. Okay, your company wireless network was recently compromised by an attack that utilized brute force attack against the network's PIN to gain access. Once connected to the network, the attacker modified the DNS settings on the router and spread additional malware across the entire network. Which of the two following configurations were most likely to allow the attack to occur? Okay. Now, which one I picked? Router with outdated firmware. Okay, I get it. Guest network is kind of separate from the main corporate network, so it would be that. TKIP encryption protocols. Isn't that the same thing as WPA? Okay, yeah. TKIP is WPA, but WPS. Stay with me now. WPS is the actual network that uses PIN, like that PIN code. So this was a key giveaway right here. That was PIN. That's why a lot of people, they don't want to use WPS protocol. Just for the fact that literally the only thing is using a PIN. And yeah, and I saw this part of the question. The attacker modified the DNS setting on the router to spread additional malware. Pretty sure you need administrative logins to do that, just to change anything. But let's read the explanation. Wireless networks that rely on a PIN to connect to devices uses the WPS. It is a wireless network security standard that tries to make connections between a router and a wireless device faster and easier. WPS relies on an 8-digit PIN but is easily defeated using a brute force attack due to a poor design. Okay. Once connected to the network using the WPS PIN, the attacker may have logged into the router using the default administrative login credentials that modified the router's gateway DNS. Commonly, many network administrators forget to change their default username and password on other devices, leaving an easy vulnerability for an attacker to exploit. So, okay. So I guess, yeah, even if they didn't even get to this point, modifying the DNS, the fact that like he was able to get into the router shows this part of the answer is correct. Okay. So we're gonna write this for the WPS part. A pin to connect devices. Use the straight WPS wireless. Hold on. A router and a wireless device is faster and easier. WPS relies on poor design. I think, what is it? Is it WPA? I'm sorry, this is off topic. WPA 24-bit encryption. I can't fucking type encryption. No, WEP is. Hold on. Which wireless standard uses 24-bit encryption? Is it WPA? Oh, WEP. Okay. So WEP, okay. I gotta write that down too. So it's not WPS, it's WEP that uses 24-bit encryption. That's good to know. Attacker may have logged in using the. I'm gonna write this part. Many network admins forget to change the default username / password of their devices. For an attacker to exploit. Okay. Again, I could have got that right. It's just I didn't read it close enough. It's kind of fucking annoying. Alright, domain to security. Seems like security is gonna be, yeah, the big fucking reason. The big elephant in the room I have to study on. 25. The latest security updates, patches to the server. Okay. Your supervisor has requested remote access to a particular server to check on specific data and processes in the evenings and weekends. You are concerned that the server could become infected and want to take some precautions. Which of the following is the most important thing to do before granting remote access to the server to your supervisor? Okay. Yeah, I can't believe I picked this one. Install the latest security updates and patches. See, I was trying to think outside of the box. Be like, okay, maybe if your supervisor didn't know how to use a computer, educate the supervisor on safe internet. techniques. But he is your supervisor for a reason, so it's no point. Disable internet access from the server outside of normal business hours. That's irrelevant because he wants to do that outside of normal business hours. Evenings and weekends. Set the server's antivirus software to automatically update itself and perform a full scan every Saturday night. It's not a bad one, but remember he's trying to. Which is fine. Again, a scan like once a week is not that good. What if like what if the one day where it's not scanning, or the 6 other fucking days it's not scanning? It's gonna be a virus then. But yeah, this makes sense. You know, it's just I overthink certain questions. Install the latest security updates and patches to the server. Let's read the explanation. To prevent infection, it is important that all servers and workstations remain patched and up to date on the security updates. After that, the next best thing would be to set up an antivirus to update itself daily and run a full scan nightly automatically. Beyond that, educating your supervisor would be a good idea. Disabling the internet access outside of normal business hours will not work because, since this will block your supervisor from accessing the server from their home. Okay. So make sure you have the latest security update and patches. Only then you want to use or update the anti-malware software and do the scans. Okay. Probably gonna just write this down. Remain patched and up to date on their security updates. Be to set up an antivirus to update itself daily and run a full scan automatically. Again, domain 2 security. Good, it's telling me what I need to really focus on. No way, this is another security. Oh my god, I'm assuming I'm getting all the security ones wrong. Oh, I got like 5 domain 2 security questions wrong. Okay. Let's format this. Q29. Cross-site scripting? I don't know. I don't know what that meant. Cross-site scripting. Alright. Tony has worked for a company as a cybersecurity analyst. His company runs a website that allows public postings. Recently, users have started complaining about the website having pop-up messages asking for their username and password. Simultaneously, your security team has noticed a large increase in the number of compromised user accounts across the system. Which type of attack is most likely the cause of both of these events? Rootkit, I kind of don't know that one. SQL injection, that is a browser type virus. So this part is not that wrong, but the only reason why I didn't pick that is because it says this simultaneously your security team has noticed a large increase in numbers of compromised user accounts in the system. I don't think SQL injection could do that, but I might be wrong. sorry. Which type of attack is most likely the cause of both of these events? So this is two different events. Rootkit, cross-site request forgery. I don't know what that is. Cross-site scripting. That is the answer. Okay. This scenario is a perfect example of the effects of cross-site scripting attacks. If your website HTML code does not perform input validation to remove scripts that may be entered to the user, then the attacker can create a pop-up window that collects passwords and uses that information to compromise other accounts further. A cross-site request forgery is an attack that forces the end user to execute unwanted actions on a web application which they are currently authenticated. Cross-site scripting will allow an attacker to execute arbitrary JavaScript within the victim's browser, such as creating pop-ups. Cross-site request forgery would allow an attack to induce a victim to perform actions they do not intend to perform. A rootkit is a set of software tools that enable an unauthorized user to control a computer system without being detected. An SQL injection is a placement of malicious code in the SQL statements via web page input. None of the things described in this scenario would indicate a cross-site request forgery, rootkit, or SQL injection. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. Hold on, let's write the definition on YouTube. Not on YouTube, but Google. Oh my god, my eyes. Okay. Cross-site scripting. Injection in which malicious scripts are injected into otherwise benign and trusted websites. Then you're gonna write this. If your website HTML code create pop-up window that collects passwords and uses that information to compromise other accounts further. Cross-site request forgery CSRF is an attack that forces hold on. Allow an attacker to execute arbitrary JavaScript within the victim's browser. That's probably a key takeaway to take from that. To perform actions they do not intend. Wait, no. Victims browsers. Yeah, okay, so cross-site scripting is just specifically Java. Does XSS only JavaScript? No, they could be in Visual Basic, Active. Jesus Christ. But they are most common in JavaScript. So anytime you see any JavaScript or any like browser type of issues, think about cross-site scripting. And then cross-site request forgery is an attack that forces an end user to execute unwanted actions on a web application in which they are currently authenticated. A blah blah blah. A cross-site request forgery would allow an attack to induce a victim to perform actions they do not intend to perform. Okay. CSRF would allow an attack to induce a victim to perform. Okay. And I'm surprised I never even understood what a rootkit was. It's a set of software tools that enable, but I know now. Authorize user to control a computer system without being detected. SQL injection, you know this one is the placement of malicious code. So it's kind of the same thing. I mean, it's obviously not the same thing, but it has the same process, like where you inject code into a web page or a browser. Statements. Web page input. Domain to security. Q30. Next question. Which one I put? Cross-site request forgery. And again, I did not know any of these, so it's kind of one of those things where like there's only so much I could get right or wrong. I mean, I could get everything wrong, but there's only so much I could get right and knowing. Okay, but cross-site scripting is an injection in which malicious scripts are injected into otherwise benign and trusted websites. It will allow an attacker to execute arbitrary JavaScript within the victim's browser. Okay. Cross-site request forgery would allow an attacker to induce to bait a user to give information that they were not wanting to give, or different unwanted actions on a web application which they are currently authenticated. is an attack that forces an end user to execute unwanted actions on a website in which they are currently authenticated. Let's just search this up. CS. Okay. Which already had granted them authentication. A rootkit is a set of software tools that enable an unauthorized user to control computer systems without being detected. Yikes. SQL injection is a placement of malicious code and SQL statements via web page input. That is great. Awesome. Hello. How you doing? Imagination scene. Thank you for typing in the chat. How's your day going? My day's been pretty slow. I just like kind of mentally woke up, so that's why I'm like recording during the nighttime now. I usually stream in the morning. But thank you for tuning in. If you have any questions or if you know about any IT related stuff, let me know. I'll be happy to talk about it or even just correcting me. It's nothing crazy if I'm wrong. Domain 2 security. Okay, question 30. The administrator would like to use the strongest encryption level using a pre-shared key without utilizing an additional authentication server. Which encryption type should be implemented? Dude. Back filtering, it's not even an encryption thing. WP that uses 24-bit encryption. It's not even the strongest, most likely the weakest. So I know these two weren't it. WPA2 Enterprise. You know, I always go WPA2 Enterprise just because, you know, it is the strongest encryption level. But the key takeaway is without utilizing an additional authentication server. I'm pretty sure this uses an additional authentication. Not bad. Also studying for A+. Oh, which part are you on? What course you doing and is it good? Honestly, I'm using I'll show you what I'm using right now. So I'm obviously using Udemy, and then I bought a textbook. So I'll show you my learning. This is what I bought so far. I did the 1101 test already. I passed it. But for like courses, I'm using Mike Myers' course. Just to get through it, and then Jason Dion's practice test. And then also I'm using Professor Messer's courses on YouTube. Usually those three is enough. I will recommend to buy Mike Myers' textbook, the CompTIA textbook. Let's see. A+ book. Just because like everything in the textbook that you read lines up with this course, like the video course. I'm less than halfway into it, but it tells you all the sections in the chapters, which, you know, is 1102. Still studying for part 1. Honestly, well, if I could tell you what was on part 1 of the exam, the worst part of part 1, I think it was the networking questions. Like, I think like 70 questions were easy just because they're multiple choice. You know, it's pretty self-explanatory, and I have kind of a background into building computers already, so I was kind of like aware of my surroundings in that sense. But yeah, it's the performance-based questions. It's still those like scenario questions. Oh, there's a problem here on this. Like, there's a certain DNS configuration that's not working. What commands would you use to fix it? And I'm not gonna lie, I had 9 questions like that, and they were kind of tricky. But the good news is, I'm pretty sure on those performance-based questions, only like you could get it partially right. You don't have to get the whole. You don't have to like be really careful with your answers on those type of questions. Like, you could pick one wrong one. I'm pretty sure it gives you partial points. But a lot of people say 1102 is easier just because it's security based. You know, you're dealing with like the control panel and command prompt more and some Linux and Mac stuff. But I don't know. I never got this far, so I'm kind of relearning everything. But if you have any questions or if you need any direction, let me know. I literally have like my notebook filled with all just 1101 stuff. Like I got like more than half this notebook filled. If I could show you, like, every test is different, but I don't want to tell you not to study one thing. I don't think you have to remember. Ports is a good thing to remember, like the port numbers and what they do. VLAN, know what VLAN is and how it works. I'm trying to remember like which things was on the test. I remember some like mobile device management questions like MDM and I mean and mobile application management. Networking does seem a bit challenging. Yeah, honestly, I kind of struggle with it too. Honestly, it's don't get tripped up. Like, you should remember the classes. Learn what DHCP does and DNS. I'm gonna type it in the chat for you just to like so you can see it. DHCP and DNS. DHCP and DNS. Yeah, you want to know about those two? They're pretty big on it. Know what a PIPA is, which is part of DHCP. Let's just go look in the notebook right now. Hold on. Let's see. Get OBS on. All right. Yeah, know the difference. Like, know all the classes of, class A, B, and C of IP addresses. You don't need to know about IPv6 that much. It is good to be aware of it. Like, what does it do? It may ask you how to abbreviate an IPv6 address, and it's pretty easy. It's self-explanatory. Once you read that part in the book, I recommend you read it, highlight it, and then write it down. That's what I do. I like force myself to like know it. Just repetition, honestly. That's the best advice I could give you. They're not gonna go into like changing the subnet mask, really, or yeah, not changing the subnet mask. What else? Oh my goodness, this part. I seen this part on the fucking first test. You want to know about text records? That's part of the DNS protocol. Let me just write this down. Text records, MX records. This is text records. I think this is mail exchange. Yeah, it's mail exchange. So you want to know about that too. You definitely want to know about. So within text records, there's 3 different other categories you need to know about. You want to learn about SPF records, domain keys. I'm probably not, but it's good to be aware of it. Just like dip your foot in the water or dip your toe in the water. TKIM records and DMARC records. Know the what's another 1101 thing I saw? the Ethernet cable classes. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate you calling me scholar. TCP and UDP. TCP and UDP. You want to learn about? Those are just protocols on how files are transferred. You want to learn which ports use TCP and UDP. The way I remember TCP, it's like this: is tight, secure. What's the word? Secure ports uses TCP because they make sure each packet of that file is going to be received in order. UDP is for less important stuff like phone calls or sending an email, you know, where like just think of like UDP as like basic shit. Learn about the DHCP. I'm sorry, DHCP reservations. That's a probably important thing to know. And then printers. Printers is annoying to get through. Stuff like laptops, mobile devices is so easy. It doesn't. You could be like brain dead and do that. No basic command line. Utilities. I'm gonna type the one I wrote down here. ipconfig nslookup. And they're not gonna ask you to like use like how do I put this in words? You just have to know what it does. You don't have to like apply it. Like it's one of these like definitions and scenarios is just gonna be multiple choice and they're obviously answerable. Tracer ping path ping. But you know most of it's mostly hardware. You don't want to like over sweat it too much. Virtualization. You want to know about virtualization? That's the key one, honestly. That's how I failed the first test, like all those years back when I was in high school, because I didn't know virtualization. But all the things I typed are things you want to know, or that I recommend for you to like know by heart. Everything else, you know, learn about it. Know what it means. The differences between the types of certain subjects, like fiber to node, like optical, phone lines, landlines, stuff like that. But which part are you on? If you're still watching, imagination scene. If you mind me asking, I would like to know. No, not that one. Oh my god, I'm leaking my account. Oh my god. My learning. These guys all seem good, but not sure who is the best. Burning Ice Tech versus the Mad Instructor versus Messer versus Techie and versus Netic Geeks. Honestly, out of all the things you just better be water. It's coffee, okay. I'm trying to wake my brain up, Michael. But honestly, the imagination scene. The only thing or the only teachers I know about that, like know on that list is Burning Ice Tech and Messer. But a majority of people, let me go on YouTube and search that guy up. Majority of people, they go for Burning Ice Tech and Professor Messer. But again, I do recommend going on Udemy, buying this course or these courses by Mike Myers. Do you have a textbook you could read from? Really? Because if you don't, I recommend you get one ASAP. It's not that expensive. It's like 30, 40 bucks. That's it, geeks. E A plus. Is this 1102? I see. Okay. Then alright. Netted geeks? Okay. Alright. Oh wait, netted. Net IT geeks. I'm fucking reading that wrong like an idiot. Video 13. Mobile device. Oh, so you're on mobile devices. Okay. So I guess you don't have to buy this course on Udemy, because clearly these are all hour, 2 hour long videos, so they're teaching you every in and out of it. But is if honestly, stick with Net IT Geek, but also go to Professor Messer, just because it's a little bit more summarized than these hour-long videos. Um, like they're all just like less than 20 minutes, and they're not gonna go in depth with like each topic, but they're gonna just like give you a refresh. It allows you to like think more. So yeah, I think you're on the right path, man. Just keep on using those videos by Net IT Geek. Learn it, write it down, and then if you just want to abbreviate your studies or just you get a second source of information, use Professor Messer. For and if I were you, you should really do practice test. Um, Exam Compass is a good, you know, practice test website. It's a bit outdated, but it still falls within the line of studying. Still have the right answers. Like mobile devices. It shows. This is the website, by the way. I'll put the link in the. Yeah, this takes some concentration. The videos are they're pretty long. I know, I get that 100%. I spent so much hours trying to like study, and it's one thing watching the videos, but being able to comprehend it is different. Uh, but really, I do recommend you buy a textbook, just because visual learning is one form of learning, and then actually reading, comprehending it, processing it is another one. But I recommend that website also. Oh, cool. I was looking for something like that. Yeah, man. You got to, like, take advantage of all the resources there are online. There's a will, there's a way. But I will, as long as you do it every day, you'll be good. I know the test is going to expire this year, so I would recommend or urgently to, step the gas pedal a little bit. Just because once it like releases a new generation, because it's not gonna be called the 1101, it's gonna be called the 1201 and 1202 now. A plus. Hey, look, let's just check the website. Yeah, there's gonna be a new certification exam. Is there any people doing interactive labs for things like networking? Again, honestly, I never really got into that myself. Like interactive labs, really. I'm trying to think, like, what did I do during that time? I was just typing commands into my, like, command prompt. I was typing whatever commands I can. I don't want to type, ipconfig right now because that'll show my IP address. But, once you learn the words, like, the ones I sent, like ipconfig, nslookup, tracer, ping, path ping, You just play with it. Like, say if you want to ping a website, like www.google.com. So, me pinging that, like, it shows my connection to the internet or my connection to Google. Like, I could connect to Google's server, and it was pretty quick. Yeah, so ping is just testing if, you could connect to the website. There will be another, like, error code if you can't. And it tells you how much packets you sent, received, and round trips, 4 milliseconds. Yes, someone said that this version's gonna get old soon. Need to finish this pretty soon, hopefully. I mean, as long as you listen, as long as you just take a bite at it every day for the next month or two, you probably, get past the first test easily. It's just since you're starting from the first one, I say you just step on the gas pedal a bit. Don't dox yourself. I want to rewatch this video later. No, yeah, I got you, man. Yeah, I don't want to fucking dox myself. It's kind of dumb when I'm studying for a computer certification to do that. But no, I didn't even know about this guy. This is great. I never heard of this. Burning Ice Tech is also good for practice questions. I don't think their individual lessons is good itself, but like I said, I never really got into it. But shit, man. But just be urgent about it, and if you want to like put pressure on yourself, I'm not saying like to like kill yourself over it, but set a test date. Set a test date within like a month and a half, so you could like think about it every day. Be like, oh, I have to study when I get home. I have to study when I get home from work. Like study, study, study. There's also mobile apps on your phone, whatever phone you got. I think, what is it called? There's this like, oh, it's Pocket Prep, and they have like the A+ certification on there, and like they do these questions you can do every day and stuff like that. And I do it every morning just to like keep my brain thinking about this certification. Damn, man. But let's see. And the thing in with me, like Udemy is pretty good because you can buy somebody's like practice test and take these tests. And see like how good you do. Like, look, when I took it in October, I got 83%, and it tells you like which you need to work on. It tells you the right and wrong answers. Yeah, that's what a friend has done for February who's behind me and is being a bit too ambitious. Yeah, that's kind of scary. If he's behind you and he has a test like what, next month, which is a couple days from now, that's kind of crazy. But, study is like there's just common tips like for studying is just review a couple lessons every night before you go to bed so you could just like remember it over sleep. Take practice exams. If you can find practice exams online, take that. This is a good website to do. I say every lesson you learn, take the specific quiz for it. So you're on mobile devices, take the mobile devices quiz. Now I'm not gonna do it now, but it has a bunch of questions like that all apply or just general multiple choice. But yeah, I think it'll be good. You seem like the right person to catch on. Yeah, I mean, if I were you, write it in a notebook. Don't even bother typing it out on like a Google Doc or anything, because it's just better when you take the time to write. What are their objectives? 1101 objectives. Yeah, most of it is just hardware and network troubleshooting. What do you think about something like Anki? What is Anki? I don't. Oh, like flashcards? Um, no, people recommended this. I remember when I was searching up how to study, people do that. I'm like old school. I like to like see things in my face, so I just bought index cards and just wrote it down and then test myself. I like being hands on. But if you want to do Anki, you want to do online flashcards, you could do that definitely. Um, it's just uh, dude, I'm like a Neanderthal. Like I need something in front of my face to understand it, like write it down and stuff. But what everybody's different when it comes to learning, you know. Yeah, physically writing things out help with memorizing according to studies. Yeah, man, that's and again, it's all repetition. It's not like of course there's geniuses who could learn something on the first watch over or first lesson, but if you're not that smart, just keep relearning the same lesson, keep doing it. Just keep taking those practice tests. I took the same practice test like 50 times just to like be aware of like the scenarios. But let's see, Mike Myers, CompTIA. I don't know if he has it on YouTube. No, he doesn't. But I really do recommend just an Udemy course if you can. They're pretty cheap. Let me see how much it is. CompTIA A plus. Holy shit! Okay, it's saying $100, but I know it's not $100. They have these sales where like it makes it like $13 like all the time. Like this isn't the original price. There's no way. That's insane. Cause I bought all like my exam stuff and courses for like what $40 max. But I do recommend these courses. Just wait for this to go on sale, and if you can, just keep using YouTube. But use Professor Messer. He is very good. But yeah, like look, you can tell I just watched every video this guy put out multiple times, not just once, but like every time. Every time I learned a lesson from the textbook or like on Udemy, I watched Professor Messer's videos to like reinforce it in my head. You get coupon codes. Yeah, you can too, but most of the time they do go on sale. Like it's pretty frequent. It's not like a rare thing. Like throughout the years, I always see that go on sale. Mm, but like how I'm doing it, like how I'm like practicing and trying to learn myself. Since I do have these practice exams, I'm taking it first. I only know so much, so I choose to take the practice exams first, and then I see what I get wrong and write down all the wrong answers and um, see which ones are right, explain it, like individually, write out every answer. And I don't know anything about this. I'm just taking it to see what I know first. And then once I actually read the lesson in the textbook or watch the video on YouTube, then I already know what to expect. Uh, this is how much I wrote down for it. What the fuck? I wrote a lot down. This is 3 practice tests, like over 60 answers. Just keep your head in the swivel. Yeah, it's weird. Don't know why they have the higher prices with the amount of sales that they always have. Don't you don't have to sweat it, man. It'll go on sale, really. And other people use different studies, so you don't have to do this. I'm just recommending it because that's what I'm using. What is good? It's good that you're using that Net IT Geek course, but just don't just use one source of information. Use all the sources you can. Like that'll give you the best advantage. But hey, man, I'm not that farther from you. I'm still less than halfway from studying. Oh man, what question am I on? WPA2. Yeah, no, this is an additional authentication server. You will eventually know. This is all networking standards, by the way. WPA2, WPA, WEP. You want to know the differences between those also. I think I might book an exam for March. Yeah, do it like in the middle of March, man. That gives you enough time. Let's see how far you are. Net IT Geeks. Plus. Like I would recommend to give yourself a month and a half just to like crunch it. And as long as you do like a lesson every day, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Thanks, man. I hope you're successful. I hope so too. Good luck on your test. Don't be afraid to stop by again. I'll be glad to help. If you have Discord, that is my Discord right there. I don't have the link set up right now, but you can add me on there and then we could talk about it more. I'll be happy to help. I need to learn all this stuff anyways by heart. Let me type just a couple more protocols for you to learn. Protocols. WP, WPA, WPA2, WPA3. And then okay. Yeah, I mean, just keep those in mind, man. Thank you for stopping by. See, this is the type of interaction I actually want. So I'm happy that someone actually typed for the first time. Not for the first time, but someone I could help at least. Alright, let's get back to it. Personal. Here's an pre-shared key without using. Alright, this is the explanation for it. Since he wishes to use a pre-shared key and not require an authentication server, WPA Personal is the most secure choice. Excuse me. If WPA Personal were an option, it would be more secure though. WPA2 Enterprise is incorrect since the requirement was for a PSK, whereas WPA2 Enterprise requires a radius authentication server to be used within the individual username's password for each client. MAC filtering does not use password or pre-shared key. WP uses pre-shared key to secure wireless network, but WPA uses stronger encryption standard than WEP. Okay, yeah, that makes super sense now. What do you want to search up WPA Personal? Designed for home, small office, and basic. Does not require an authentication. Nice, man. Better head out off. Now it's nearly 1 a.m. Take care. You have a good night, man. Take it easy. Thank you for stopping by again. I appreciate it. Uses what? Uses T-Kit. Difference between enterprise and personal. Okay. Uses single password. Okay, WPA2 Enterprise uses the Radius server, an additional authentication server. Enterprise authentication WP uses a pre-shared key to secure a wireless network. WPA uses. Oh wow, Ivan's on. Shout out to Ivan. Stronger encryption. They got me, okay. They got me with that, man. That's annoying. Okay. Damn, that's domain 2 again. Security. Keep getting that wrong. I can't believe that. This one I didn't know completely. Like, I barely know Linux commands to begin with. I never used Linux in my life. I should, though. I gotta learn. Nano. Which of the following commands is used to edit a text file on a Linux server? Nano, cat, grep, pwd. Now, you know pwd is just showing the current directory you're in. Grep is looking for patterns in a text. I think that's what grep is. What is grep? Search for matching patterns in a file. Okay. Cat. Always forget what cat is. What is cat? Anytime I look at Linux stuff, I just look at the mouse pad I bought on Amazon. Like, this actually is pretty cool. But to look for the fucking actual command that I need to know. What is cat? Command. Viewing, concatenating, creating, copying, merging file contents to display file contents, excuse me. And then nano. Okay. The Nano utility is an easy-to-use command line text editor for Linux systems. Nano includes the functionality of a regular text editor as well as syntax highlighting, multiple buffers, and the search and replace with regular expression support, spell checking, UTF-8 encoding, and more. Okay. The cat, short for concatenate command is one of the most frequently used commands in Linux and Unix. The cat command allows the creation of single or multiple files, view file contents, I'm not reading that word again, files, and redirect output in the terminal to a file. The grep command is a command line utility for searching plain text data sets for lines that match a regular expression. The grep command works on Linux, Unix, and macOS operating systems. grep is an acronym that stands for Global Regular Expression Print. The pwd command displays the present working directory, current directory path to the terminal display. If you're on a Linux system or are unsure where you are in the directory structure, type pwd and hit enter to display the path to the screen. Okay. So, yeah, this is going to be insane. Nano command. To edit text files. Fair enough. Fair enough, okay. Nano includes the functionality of a regular as well as syntax highlighting. I don't know what the hell syntax is. I always see that word. Multiple buffers, search and replace, expression support, spell checking, UTF-8 encoding. What the fuck is UTF-8? And more. Nah, I gotta search that up. UTF-8 coding. Matching unique binary string can also translate the binary string back to Unicode character. Okay. I don't need to know that clearly. I'm just gonna write that part down. Allows the creation of single or multiple files, view file contents, concatenate. What the fuck is that? Files and redirect output in the terminal to a file. To read, display, and okay, display file contents. Displays file contents. Grep. Global regular expression print. G. Fucking grep. Jesus Christ. That's what I meant. Blah blah blah. CLU. It's fucking CLU for searching plain text data sets for lines that match a regular expression. Matching patterns and files. Hold on. Blah blah blah. Works in Unix, Linux, Mac OS. And then pwd command present working directory displays the current directory path to the terminal or display. Okay. Domain 1, operating systems. Okay, question 40. Which of the following Windows tools should a technician use to import and install data in the X.509 format? Honestly, when I read this question, I didn't know anything about it. To tell you the truth, I don't even know what RDS is. I literally just picked that. I hope it's not remote desktop software. I'm gonna be mad if that's that, because then I would have never picked it. But I know device manager doesn't do that. Certificate manager, didn't know that was the answer. RDS and group policy editor. But remote desktop services. Okay. So you were close. Certificate. Oh God. The X509 format is used to define a public key certificate used by TLS and SSL and other internet protocols. Certificate Manager is a utility used to manage digital certificates on a Windows system. The Certificate Manager can list, search, open, delete, import, and export digital certificates on a computer. Excuse me. Device Manager is a utility used to view and control the hardware attached to the computer. The Device Manager will highlight a piece of hardware that is not working so a technician can repair and replace it. Group Policy Editor is a utility used to define and control how programs, network resources, and the operating systems operate for users and computers in an organization. In an Active Directory environment, group policy is applied to users or computers based on their membership in the site's domains and organizational units. Remote desktop services is used to connect to a remote desktop host service or other remote computers, edit existing remote desktop connections, RDP configuration file, and migrate legacy connection files that were created with the client's connection manager to the newer .rdp connection file type. Wow. That makes me so mad I picked that then, because that's so wrong. My goodness. Let's just write this. 509 form. Key certificate used by TLS. Internet protocols. Write this down, then write the rest down. Certificate Manager is a utility used to manage digital certificate. Certificate Manager can list, search, open, delete, import. Okay, on a computer, Device Manager. Let's just write that brute fucking management. Debt management.msc. Used to view and control computer. The device manager. I'm only writing this again because I need to know it badly. We'll highlight piece of hardware that is not working so that the technician can repair or replace it. Okay. gpedit.msc is a utility, spelled that wrong, used to define and control how programs, network resources, and the operating system operate for users and computers in an organization. I can't believe I picked this. Like, out of all the answers to pick, I picked the like remote desktop services. God, that's so bad. Remote desktop services, RDS, is used to connect migrate legacy connection files that were created with RDP connection. Damn, that's good to know though. File type. Alright. So now you know this has to do with certificates, this type of format. So where are you going to go to for all certificate issues? The certificate manager. Where's that at? Certificate. Pretty sure this is a control panel. I'm not gonna get into this because I don't want to. Client trusted roots. That's crazy. Yes, sir, manager. Yep, it's right there. That's cool. It's awesome. What? Is this sandboxing virtualization? That's crazy. I did not expect to get this one wrong. That's so dumb. It's fucking annoying. Next. Oh wait, I gotta write the domain where I got that wrong at. Domain 1. Operating systems. Operating systems. I mean, for getting an 80 on one of these practice tests is good to me, man. That means I'm on the right track. Just gotta fucking reinforce the rest of this shit. Q51. Virtualization. Different operating systems. We have only one machine to test the patches on. Okay, I gotta see the reasoning behind this one. You need to determine the best way to test operating system patches in the lab environment before deploying them to your automated patch management system. Unfortunately, your network has several different operating systems in use, but you only have one machine available to test the patches on. What is the best environment to utilize to performing the testing of the patches before deployment? Sandboxing, bypass testing, and deploy patches directly in the production environment. Purchase additional workstations. What is the best environment? So clearly these two weren't it. I'm pretty sure sandboxing is where you test it in, but it's virtualization. Let's see the reason why. When you have an unlimited amount of hardware resources to utilize but have a requirement to test multiple operating systems, you should set up a virtualized environment to test the patches across each operating system before deployment. You should never deploy patches directly into production without testing first in the lab. Virtualization will allow the organization to create a lab environment without significant cost. Purchasing additional workstations would be costly and more time consuming to configure. Wait. Sandboxing. What is sandboxing? What? Okay. All right. So I guess the main thing, if you want to test applications, you sandbox. But if it's just for simply OSs, virtualization. Virtualization creates a parallel universes for your computer. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this LinkedIn? I'm not getting no information from LinkedIn. Sandbox environment is an isolated virtual machine in which potentially unsafe software code can execute without blah blah blah. What? Okay. It's one of those things you don't overthink it. Virtualization is sandboxing. Sandboxing is virtualization, but I guess the reasoning behind this is just simply because the operating systems. It's not really for programming. Like for different programs, like if you're building a program from the ground up, you will run a sandbox to see if it works or not. But let's just write this down. Okay. Virtualized. Each operating system. Deployment. Virtualization will allow lab environment without significant cost. What? Dude. I still want to know the difference. Guess we're getting our answers from fucking LinkedIn. Oh my god, okay. That's the difference. Sandbox is a protective container. Well, I guess we're going to use LinkedIn. An application running within virtualization organization creates an environment simulating a separate computer within the host system. I forget because there's like hypervisor 1 and 2, right? Runs a complete operating system within another. Like, I forgot, hypervisor 1 is you use the OS, and then hypervisor 2, I don't think you do. You just use the hardware. Wow, I haven't heard of this type of question in like months. It's crazy. Domain 4 operational. Oh man. Sorry. Procedures. Question 56. Small business network was recently infected by a piece of malware from a USB drive that copied sensitive data from a computer, infected the system, and spread across the network by infecting other systems. Which of the following actions could prevent this type of attack from occurring? These are the options: enable full disk data encryption, enforcing the use of complex passwords, replacing the default credentials on the system, disabling auto run on the computer. Really, can't be these, of course. I mean, obviously it's not, but just read what it says. Replacing the default credentials on the system, forcing the use of complex passwords. They stole the sensitive data already. They probably stole the passwords that it needs. So, it wouldn't prevent it. Naming full disk data encryption. I don't know, I was just thinking like, okay, if the disk is just encrypted, why would it be stolen? But no, disabling auto run on the computer. I guess this only solves part of the problem, which is just, copying the sensitive data. It probably will stop that, but it wouldn't stop infecting it and then spreading it across the network. So that's the reason why auto run is the right answer. But let's read it. The Windows auto run feature is turned on by default on most Windows versions, allowing programs to run from an external device as soon as it is attached to a computer. Malware can exploit the auto-run feature and allow it to spread its payload from your external USB device to a computer. For this reason, users should disable the auto-run feature. While the other options are all good security practices, they would not prevent the issue stated in the scenario. Okay, there's your answer. Disabling auto-run on the computer. I didn't know that. It's crazy. Allowing programs to run from an external malware can exploit the auto run and allow it to spread its payload. I'm still on the fact Michael said he hope it's water. Jesus Christ, bro. I wouldn't be doing this if I was drunk. I'm too young for that. Not yet. Not yet. Domain 2 security. Damn, I should have told him to subscribe. What a cool guy. Excuse me. Alright. It's great to know. Q58. Dig. Wow. How many questions? How many questions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're on 10, so we got 8 more questions to go through. Which of the following commands can a technician use on a Linux server to verify the IP addresses? Verify the IP address associated with DionTraining.com. I know it was an apt-get. This is for updates. grep is for matching patterns for in a file. Netstat. I don't want to talk about that. I guess that just shows the information on your networks. Put that right there. Okay. So I knew it was either these two. But let's see the reasoning behind it. The dig command is used to query the domain name system to obtain information about the host address, mail exchanges, name servers, and related information. The netstat command is used to display the network statistics. Okay. The grep is command line utility for searching plain text data for lines that match a regular expression. The apt-get utility is a powerful package management command line program that works with Ubuntu's apt library to install new software packages, remove existing software packages, and upgrading existing software packages, and even upgrade the entire operating system. The apt-get utility works with Ubuntu and Debian-based Linux distributions. Wow. Okay. The command is used to query the domain name system to obtain changes. I'm not gonna write grep again. Utility is a powerful package manage Dude, hold on. I'm not gonna fucking fill up this line real quick. To install new software, packages, remove and upgrade existing. Okay, perfect. Next question, install a UPS Your router has been turning itself off and on again for weeks. You begin to think back when these issues began to occur and remember that each time it happened, the lights also dim momentarily. You hook up a device to monitor the power being supplied to the router and identify brownouts are frequently occurring, resulting in router power cycling. What should you do? What should you do to solve this problem? Wow, I can't believe I fucking take that. Wow. Yeah, I'm not even gonna explain it, man. This is the right answer. Install a low electrical outlet. No, because the lights didn't. Bro, I don't know what was in my mind fucking doing these questions. What the fuck is wrong with me? But it's install UPS. The best solution would be to install a UPS. Since you are a network technician, not an electrician, you should not install a new electrical circuit. Fair enough. The primary function of a UPS is to provide battery backup when the electrical power fails or drops to an unacceptable voltage level. It ensures that your electrical equipment gets a consistent current so damage and device power cycling do not occur. A surge protected defense against possible voltage spikes that could damage your electronics, appliances, or equipment. A network technician is not qualified to install a new electrical outlet since this is a job for an electrician. This scenario prevents the issues that focus on power levels, therefore installing an upgraded router would not resolve these issues. Yeah, wow. That's very dumb of me. Right there. Super. I'm not even typing right, man. What the hell? Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's the only thing that could solve brownouts. You would think a surge protector could do that, but no. It only solves power spikes, not brownouts. But that's self-explanatory, that question. I can't believe I got that wrong. I'm sad. Like, I don't even want to talk about that. Procedures. God, I see people playing Counter-Strike. I want to fucking play Counter-Strike. But I digress. Put the hyphen right there. Question 63. Guessed. Okay. You are working in a doctor's office and have been asked to set up a kiosk to allow customers to check in for their appointments. The kiosk should be secure and only customers to access a single application used for the check-in process. You must also ensure that the computer will automatically log in whenever the system is powered on or rebooted. Which of the following types of accounts should you configure for this kiosk? Okay, the answer is guess. I knew it was administrator because why would you do that for just customers? Remote desktop user. It's not a thin client. It's a kiosk. But I thought it would be power user. just because it'll be able to like turn on, like it's for a specific task, right? So I thought it was power user, but let's see the explanation. A Windows guest account will let other people use your computer without being able to change PC settings, install apps, or access to your private files. A guest account is a Microsoft Windows user account with limited capabilities, no privacy, and is disabled by default. An administrator account is a Microsoft Windows user account that can perform all the tasks on the computer, including installing, uninstalling, setting other users, and configuring hardware and software. Excuse me. It's fucking coffee. It's cold now. Making me burp. Okay. So, yeah, power user wasn't even a relevant answer. It didn't even explain it. What is the power user again? Okay. Yeah, so, again, these are common sense answers, bro. It's only for customers. Give it to the guests. They are guests. Windows guest. Then I will just write the administrator. On the computer, including installing. Okay. And that's domain 2 security. Q.64. This one was kind of tricky. I'm not really too sure what this could have been. But this is the answer. Low level formatting of the HDDS. You have been asked to recycle 20 of your company's old laptops. The laptops will be donated to a local community center for underprivileged children. Which of the following data destructions and disposal methods is the most appropriate to allow the data on the drives to be fully destroyed and the drives to be reused by the community center? Now, I thought it was just standard formatting because that usually deletes all the file systems and stuff like that, or whatever data you have. Drill and hammer the HDD platters, we're still trying to use it. We don't want to, like, that's too advanced, honestly. Drill and hammer. Degaussing, that's if you want to destroy it. We still want to use it, so I knew it was one of these two, but let's see the reasons. Low-level formatting is a hard disk operation that should make recovering data from your storage devices impossible once the operation is complete. It sounds like something you might want to do giving away a hard disk or discarding an old computer that may have contained useful and important private information. Standard formatting of the drives could allow the data to be restored and make the data vulnerable to exposure. Drilling and hammering the HDD platters will physically destroy the... Oh, they literally meant drilling hammering. Okay, will destroy the drives and the data, making the laptops useless for the community center. Degaussing the drives will also render the drives useless to the community center. Therefore, the safest method is a low-level format since it fully destroys the data and allows the drives to be reused by the community center. Wow. Isn't that great? Let's see. Operation. That shit. Covering data from your storage devices. Possible. Standard formatting of the drives. Could allow make data blah blah blah. I'm not even gonna write these two. Maybe this one, but it's irrelevant. It's not giving me the right definition for it. I mean, it's like putting magnets on it, so destroy the whole fucking drive. It's not that important. Domain security. A lot of this is just security fucking questions. Holy shit, man. Is this the next one? Okay. Q68. BitLocker. How many questions have we done so far? Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 4 more questions. Ain't that bad. Dion Training has several Windows 10 professional workstations that with an internal 2 terabyte hard disk drive. The company wants to use full disk encryption to protect the contents of this hard drive. Which of the following security settings can be used to encrypt this storage device? This is encrypting file system. This is part of NTFS. Internal blah blah blah. So it's not that. File vault. I'm pretty sure that's for Mac. Yeah, it's for Mac computers. Okay. So you knew it wasn't that one. This is already part of NTFS. It's just an option under it. I'm pretty sure. BitLocker to go. I don't know. I really thought it was BitLocker to go. Why? The company wants to use full disk encryption to protect the contents of this hard drive. No, this is so dumb. Oh my god. Again, this is one of those simple answers that you could have fucking no. Oh my god. BitLocker to go is a whole different thing. But let's read the explanation. BitLocker performs a full disk encryption of the internal hard drive or solid state device on a Windows 10 system. BitLocker to go performs full disk encryptions of external storage devices such as external hard drives and flash devices. EFS is used in NTFS to encrypt file or folders to ensure the privacy of the data. EFS encrypted files can only be opened by the user who encrypted them. 5.0 is a full disk encryption program used in the Mac OS environment. Again, it's one of those things. Key giveaway was internal. BitLocker wouldn't be the go because, like I said, for external hard drives only. Excuse me. BitLocker. We're just gonna write all the definitions for this, just so we fucking know. At least you knew what the other answers, well, the wrong answers were. You're aware of it. Encrypting. Bro, I can't fucking spell. Encrypting. File system, okay. Jesus Christ. EFS encrypted files can only be opened by firewall. Now, firewall is a full disk encryption program used in the Mac OS environment. Okay. Domain 2. Okay. Question 69. Ooh, this one is a good one. I didn't know anything on this fucking... I didn't know any of these answers at all. This was a wild This was a wild guess. But clearly the answer is chain of custody. Why? Admissible court, legal hold, chain of custody. Sworn to be admissible. I don't know, dude. Let's read it. Chain of custody forms list every. No, hold on. I'm fucking reading this wrong. Chain of custody forms list every person who has worked with or who has touched evidence that's part of an investigation. These forms record every action taken by each individual in possession of the evidence. Depending on the organization's procedures, manipulations of evidence may require additional persons to act as witness to verify whatever action is being taken. A legal hold is a process that an organization uses to preserve all forms of potentially relevant information when litigation is pending or reasonably anticipated. Okay. A right to audit is a clause in a contract or service agreement that allows a company the authority to audit systems and information process. Order of volatility refers to the order in which you should collect evidence. Okay. Chain of custody. COC forms list every person who has worked with or who has touched evidence that is a part of an investigation. These forms record every action taken by each individual. Depending on organizational manipulation to verify whatever action is being taken. Let's just write this down also. Okay, a legal hold. A legal hold is a process that an organization uses to preserve all forms of potentially information when litigation is pending or reasonably anticipated. I'm assuming that's just withholding information. Search that up actually. Legal hold. Preserve it. Bro, is this chat GPT or some shit? This is literally the same fucking information. Preserve potentially relevant. Okay. Preserve all forms of potentially relevant information when litigation is pending or reasonably anticipated. A right to audit is a clause in a contract or service agreement that allows a company the authority to audit the systems evidence. Order of volatility refers in the order in which you should collect evidence. Okay. Chain of custody is a form that lists all the personnel that has touched this information and what they've done with it. Legal hold is preserving information, or preserving information that is under litigation or is when litigation is pending or reasonably anticipated. The right to audit is a clause in a contract where it gives whatever member the right to audit whatever systems or information they got. Order of volatility is the order of which the evidence should be presented. First, the order in which you should collect evidence. Okay, fair enough. Domain 4. Operational procedures. Question 83. 88, 84, 83. 3 more questions, boys. So we're getting used to like this process of like our just writing down the information. So we're doing it pretty fast now. Even though it's 2 hours, I spend most of the time talking to somebody. I hope you subscribe, man. I'm not trying to be like that type of guy, but I do want awareness. Thank you for the 2 extra likes, by the way. I did not know that someone did that. Thank you, guys. I beg. Let me fix my camera. Okay, next question. Private. Tim connects his Windows 10 laptop to his office wireless network to print out a report for his boss. Which type of network should he select to discover the printer on an office's wireless network? Blah blah blah. Windows 10 laptop to his office wireless network to print out a report for his boss. Which type of network should he select to discover the printer on his? Oh my god, okay. I didn't know it was this type of question. Yeah, I remember on the other tests, I'm pretty sure it's up here. So these actually do opposite things, right? You assume public will allow you to look for other information, like not other information, other devices on the network. But no, it actually hides it. And private actually allows it to be public and share it in other devices in the network. Ugh, I'm slurring on my words, man. Jesus Christ. I just want to understand why, like for the scenario, why it's private. Yeah, to discover the printer office wireless network private. I don't know why I put work. I just put work because office. Again, like when I reach like the later questions, because there's 90 questions on like the practice exams. When I'm reaching the later questions, I'm just trying to finish it, man. I'm not even trying to think about it. But let's read it. Tim should select the private network type when connecting to the wireless network in his office so that he can access the network printer. The network and sharing center in the control panel allows the technician to see information and modify the configuration settings of the network adapters in the workstation. The network and sharing center is used to connect to a network using broadband, dial-up, or VPN connection. Add or remove files and printer sharing over the network on the workstation. When connecting to the network on the first time, the user must select if it's a private or public or private network. A public network will hide your computers from other devices on the network and prevent file and printer sharing. I'm sorry. A private network is considered trusted, allows the computers to be discoverable on other devices on the network, and supports the use of file and printer sharing. In older versions of Windows, there were also home and network types, but those have since been merged into public and private types as well. Network types as well. God, bro, I can't fucking read. What is wrong with me, dude? Ugh. Okay. This is great. Mm-hmm. Okay. Private network considered trusted, allows the computer to be discoverable to other devices on the network and supports use of file and printer sharing. Then we'll just write the public. Computer from other devices on the network and prevent file and printer sharing. Yeah, you would think it would be the opposite, but no. Those are the actual definitions. I googled it last time. And then we'll just write this whole part down. The network. To see information and modify configuration settings of the network and sharing center is used to connect to a network using broadband, dial-up, or VPN connection, or add in slash file and printer sharing over the network on the workstation. When connecting to a network for the first time, the user must select if it's private or public network. You better be locked in on the studies. Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, of course, definitely. I got no issue with that. I mean, clearly, if you've been watching, I mean, I know you've been watching the streams of like fucking over 16 hours of just this fucking practice test shit. And then I'm gonna read the textbook and write down notes and highlight. Actually digest information. This is just like side work right now. This is a side mission right now. Almost done though. Domain 1 operating systems. Okay. Q 84. Date and time. Jesus Christ. A user reports that every time they try to access https www.diontraining.com, they receive an error stating invalid or expired security certificates. The technician attempts to connect to the same sites from other computers on the network and no error or issues are observed. Which of the following settings needs to be changed on the user's workstation to fix the invalid or expired security certificate error? This has nothing to do with UEFI boot mode or login times. Really, this is just for certificates. User access control. The technician. Oh, yeah, that's the reason why I picked that. I thought it was just a certain user just wasn't able to connect to it, so you just fix it through there. That's what that means, right? UAC meaning. Is that to protect the outlet from all the unauthorized changes? Okay, well that has nothing to do with that then. State and time. There are two causes of invalid or expired security certificate. The first is a problem with your computer, and the second occurs when the certificate itself has an issue. So the technician can successfully connect to the website from other computers. It shows that the error is on the user's computers. Yep. One of the common causes of an invalid or expired security certificate is the clock on the computer being wrong. Okay. The website security certificates are issued to be valid within a given date range. Okay. If the certificate's date is too far outside the date on the computer, the website browser will give you an invalid security certificate error because the browser thinks something is wrong. To fix this, set the computer's clock to the correct date and time. Okay. Valid or expired. No, is the website security certificates are issued to be valid within a given date range. If the certificate date is too far outside the date on the computer, the web browser will give you an invalid security certificate error because the browser thinks something is wrong. Okay. And then we're gonna write this part. There are your computer, and the second occurs when the certificate itself has an issue. Blah blah blah. Okay. And it goes back into one of the common causes of an invalid or expired security certificate is the clock on the user's computer being wrong. The website security certificates are issued to be valid within a given date range. If the certificate's date is too far outside of the date on the computer, the web browser will give you an invalid security certificate error because the browser thinks something's wrong. Okay. And then that's domain 3. Damn, I haven't seen domain 3. Like wrong answers for domain 3 in a while. Software trouble. Okay, final question. Final question. Okay. This is a sticky one. Ask Sam about the pop-up notification. Determine what new programs he installed on the computer. Have Sam attempt to log into the website and see if it works. And then verify Sam's computer has the correct web browser configuration settings. I don't even know how I'm supposed to write this down. Okay. Sam and Mary both work in the accounting department and used a web-based SaaS product as part of their job. Sam cannot log into the website using his credentials from his computer, but Mary can log in with her credentials on her computer. Sam asks Mary to log into her account from his computer to see if the problem is the account or the computer. I'm so sorry. Excuse me. When Mary attempts to log in to Sam's computer, she receives an error. Mary noticed a pop-up notification about the new piece of software of Sam's computer when she attempted to log in to the device. Which two of the following steps should Mary take to resolve the issue with logging in from Sam's computer? Ask Sam about the pop-up notifications and determine what new programs he installed, just to see if there's any changes on the computer that he did. Have Sam clear his browser cache on the computer and attempt to log into the website again. I'm trying to see why is this wrong. She received an error. Pop-up notification about a piece of new software. Verify Sam's computer has the correct web browsing configuration and settings. This is redundant because clearly it's his computer that has the issues, not the account. Install a new web browser, reboot Sam's computer, and attempt to log in the website again. Really, that's just too extra. Before you do that, you have to do something like this. Since Mary was able to log into the website from her computer but not from Sam's, this indicates an issue with Sam's computer and or the web browser. The pop-up notifications about the new program being installed indicates that something exists on Sam's computer that doesn't exist on Mary's computer. Therefore, it should be the cause and should be investigated further. Additionally, the browser configuration should be checked to ensure the correct settings are being used. I don't know how to write this one down. This is a weird one to write. I'm gonna just write the answer for this. I don't think I'm gonna explain it. Investigate if the problem is a separate issue from account and hardware, then look for any blah 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 new programs. Look for any new programs or configurations used since. Look for any new programs or configurations used since the errors began. Then verify configurations and settings to see if and verify configurations and settings to see if anything is out of order. A new program being installed indicates something exists on Sam's computer that doesn't exist on Mary's computer, therefore it could be the cause. Should be investigated further. Additionally, browser configuration should be checked to ensure the correct settings are being used. Investigate the problems of separation from account and hardware. Then look for any new programs or configurators used since the errors began. Then verify configuration settings to see if anything's out of order before attempting any drastic changes. Step by step. That's the only way I could comprehend. Domain 3 software. Troubleshooting. Okay, that's amazing. This is amazing. We did it. It was pretty quick. It wasn't that bad. Took us 2 hours and a half. It's a good session. What we really learned is that we really got to up our security domain questions. Learning what dig is to query the domain's name system information. Netstats to display network statistics. apt-get is a powerful package management command to either update, delete, or upgrade an OS. I had to read all this on my own time. We still got practice test 6 to get through. Integer, floating point, boolean. Okay. So we need one more stream. It's gonna be the shortest amount of questions, and it's gonna be practice test 6. There's only 15 questions to get through. And that should be quick. I'll probably stream after work tomorrow. I do work tomorrow. I wish I could stream in the morning, but the afternoon will do. We'll have to do, or suffice. And yeah, this will be quicker. This is probably this is the easiest test that I took out of all 6. I wish by when the time we were reviewing it in the first 2 streams, practice test 1 and 2, we wrote it down, but hey man, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think that's pretty good. That's a good amount of answers to review. But again, one more stream, and then I'm gonna show you my studies, how I'm going to study. I'm gonna buy another webcam, get a point of view of my textbook when I read it, highlight it, then writing the notes. It's gonna be amazing. I can't wait. Again, thank you guys for the interactions I had today. It was pretty fun. Thank you for the viewers who stopped in and who liked the videos. Thank you, Michael, my #1 supporter. Appreciate it. Until next time, I'm trying my best to do it tomorrow. If I'm not too lazy, I'm probably gonna be, but doesn't matter. But again, thank you guys for coming in. We're a small community. We're gaining more subscribers. Last week we had fucking 58 subscribers. We have 62 now. It is great room for improvement. Just keep meeting the algorithm. Like it, subscribe. Thank you guys for